Hey everybody, Spooky Marshmellow here, and today I am going to talk about 5 must-see movies on Prime right now, on Amazon Prime. And I just found out too that Amazon Prime's about to get to raise their prices, so that's interesting. Okay, let's begin. And remember, these are in no particular order whatsoever. They're just movies that I happen to catch at that time and write it down. All right, so first of all, let's talk about the movie Sinister. It came out in 2012. Rotten Tomatoes gave this movie a 63. I feel like it could have been a little higher, but not much. Like maybe 75. I'd be good with 75. So, it's about a true crime writer who moves his family into a home where the previous occupants were brutally murdered, hoping to find inspiration in the crime scene because he's trying to write a book and he's looking for some inspiration. Fairly decent film. It has its moments, but the beginning starts out fairly slow. So it's one of those that you just got to stick with it in order to get to the end, which is really good. Next up, we have The Jack in the Box. Came out in 2020. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 20. And I, shockingly, am going to agree with Rotten Tomatoes this time. Vintage Jack in the Box gets donated to a museum and comes to life and wreaks havoc. The end. Yeah, like I said, I will agree with Rotten Tomatoes on that. Okay, the next one is called The Sleeper. Now, this one's a bit confusing. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 35. I would say I would have given it a little higher than that. It was released in 2016 for streaming. Now, this is why I'm confused. Okay, so when I watched the movie, it said it came out in 1981 and was released in 2016 for streaming. No. It actually looks like it was made in 2016 and it was supposed to take place back in 1981, and they did a horrible job at it. So sorority girls at Alpha Gamma Theta fall prey to a vicious serial killer. The end. Boring, horrible acting. Same with Jack in the Box. Yeah. I'll get them an A for effort, but no, fail. But I mean, it's worth watching. Maybe that's right up your alley, or you're just curious. It's worth watching. The next one, moving on, is Shadow Puppets. Came out in 2007. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 21. I totally disagree with that. Should have been way higher. It's a Tony Todd film. I love any Tony Todd film. 8 strangers with no memories find themselves trapped in an abandoned factory, and as time goes on, it seems their own shadows are against them. Creepy. And it definitely is a creepy movie. Well, heck, let's just put it out there. Any movie with Tony Todd's going to be a creepy movie, but this one definitely is creepy. Even if Tony Todd wasn't in the film and somebody else was playing that role, it still would be a creepy film. I would have at least given Shadow Puppets into the 70s, quite honestly. It's definitely worth a watch. Give it a watch. Okay, so The Last Ghost Hunters. It came out in 2021. Now, I'm going to be honest. I didn't get all the way through this film because I've had so much going on here lately. It's just been crazy. But I do plan to watch the rest of it. But from what I saw in the beginning of the film, it looks pretty interesting. Rotten Tomatoes had no score for this movie yet. And it could be because it's still pretty new. I don't know. But anyway, so paranormal team is asked to investigate an abandoned house that is linked to several recent missing person cases. The object of the movie alone piques my interest. I think that's like a really cool idea. And I'd love to do that in real life. That would be awesome. So that's what kind of made me want to watch this film. Now, normally, I'll admit it, I'm not into watching the 2021 horror films. You guys know that. Like, I'm an old school gal. The old school is the best. But this one, when I saw the synopsis of it, like, it just intrigued me. And so then I watched the trailer. And then after watching the trailer, I was like, okay, I definitely want to see this film. So I started watching a little bit of the first of it. And then, like I said, life events started happening. And I have not been able to sit down and actually complete the film. But I do plan to. And from what I did see so far, it looks pretty good. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. And stay tuned for more videos coming up. I think the next video is going to be the big book club reveal. I hope you guys are still on board with it. If not, that's okay. Alright, so this is Spooky Marshmellow saying, stay spooky, my friends.